'Tis the season of giving. 2 Weeks of Love is kicking off strong with Toy Time, December 2nd through the 6th, hosted by our good friends at Krieger's. Stop by and drop off toys for kids ages 0 to 18. And next week, Hy-Vee hosts Freezin for Food, December 9th through the 13th. All donations stay right here in Muscatine County. Just look for the Hawkeye Hauler provided by Tantera Transportation and donate in support of the Salvation Army of Muscatine County. Good morning, Muscatine. Ashley Lovelace here with Discover Muscatine. I am at the Hawk Hauler once again, but update, this is week 2. So we are doing Freezin for Food in front of Hy-Vee, just off Highway 61. You can't miss us. Again, look for the big Hawk Hauler. We are here this week looking for you guys to come out with some food donations. So it's super convenient. Hy-Vee has a great option to go in, buy $5 bags that are pre-made for you. Makes it even easier. So we need to fill the Hawk Hauler once again. We unloaded all the toys on Saturday. It was a great week last week, and we want to thank you all for that. But this week, it's a whole new thing. We have to fill this thing with food to provide families this season with a great holiday meal and with food throughout the year. We'll have a kettle out here soon, so if you want to make donations to the Salvation Army of Muscatine County, that is also an option. But we encourage you to head into Hy-Vee, grab a $5 bag or 2 or 10 or whatever it is that you can do this holiday season to kick off 2 Weeks of Love with us. So it's Monday, and it's feeling pretty empty in here again. I know I told you that last week as well, but again, we have it totally empty and ready to fill up with food this season. So I am here with Matt and Tony, and look at him holding.
Yes, this is one of those
little bag.
You know, Ashley, you hit it on the head. So this is one of the pre-prepared bags that we offer at Hy-Vee.
Yep.
They're $5, and what Matt was able to do was work right with the box, the lieutenant.
Isn't that awesome that he came out to help?
They're
That's
great.
Amazing.
And everything that is in one of these bags is something that the box identified that the Salvation Army needs. So it's not just like a bag of candy or anything like that. Like, it's all non-perishable.
That would be pretty yummy.
Yeah, I mean, candy sounds good for breakfast, but it's all non-perishable stuff, Matt, that they told us that they needed, and were able to make it happen. So
yeah, Lieutenant Bach and I were up early this morning. I was doing some soccer training with him. He did a pretty good job, I feel like, and we've got all the list of his demands in one bag for you. $5 ready to go.
So that really helps along the way, because then we know that we're getting the right amount of every item that they truly need on their list. So we also obviously will accept any of your non-perishables. So if you have some stuff already at home that you bought for the cause, absolutely bring those out. This isn't the only option. This is just a really easy way to make sure you're getting stuff on their list that they really need. It's convenient too, because we're right out in the parking lot. And so you can go in, let them know that you want your $5 bag. So is this $5 plus tax, you guys, or how's that work out?
$5, good to go.
So $5 flat. Throw them at your cashier, and
yeah, and the best part is
no tax.
You can bring them out yourself, or we'll have carts, grocery carts near the registers. If you can't make it out and you just want to set one in there. And then new this year would be if you were feeling super generous and you were thinking, I love the $5 bag idea, but maybe you want to know if you could buy a pallet of food. We will literally sell you a pallet of food. I'm not speaking for my boss, Matt, but this is what we were talking about. Like, if you want to buy a pallet of food, we'll wrap it nicely and bring it out here and load it into the truck. So that's another great way to consider. So for all those businesses out there, I kind of called some people out in my upcoming column in this week's Discover Muscatine newspaper. Friendly challenges, because I'm all about meeting the need, and the reality is 7 days from today, so a week from today, December 16th, is distribution date. There's over 1,200 people that are receiving Christmas assistance, and the need continues to grow. So that's why 19 years of 2 Weeks of Love, Freezin for Food and Toy Time has existed. I wish that we didn't have to do this. And if somebody out there, as I said this morning on the Hy-Vee Today show, somebody out there is just rich and you don't know what to do with your money, write a check. We'll sell you a truckload of food, and we'll close the doors and send the Hawkeye Hauler home. That's fine too. But I like that idea about that business that maybe wants to step it up and buy a pallet. And Matt said that I could even drive the thing. Was a forklift? Is that what it's called?
We will be having a professional.
Can you make sure that I'm not standing in the trailer when you
that hard to drive, right? Just one lever or
I
two.
think-
Yeah, so I just
I think we should leave that to the professionals.
well, and you said it, Ashley. Like it is depressing being in this truck right now. I love Tantera Transportation Corporation. This truck will take the Hawkeyes to San Diego for their Holiday Bowl in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But right now, it's very sad because it's empty, and nothing is guaranteed. But certainly, in my 7 years being involved with this, come Thursday and into Friday morning, you're running out of room inside the truck. So don't take that as like we're good. Take that as motivation to help us. You know, I would love to be able to say, Alex and Jordan and Chris and Ashley, you gotta stand in the parking lot. Like, wouldn't that be a good problem to have?
Yes, if there
'Cause we're
wasn't
running
enough
out of
space
room.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you said it right, because if there's standing space for us and
Right.
our heaters and whatever else we come up with this week to keep us warm for freezing for food,
Yeah.
I was telling Chris, I'm like my least favorite thing is probably being cold. So it has to be a great cause to get me to stand out here
Yes.
in the cold. It's not too bad today, it's a little rainy, but we will be out here ready for your donations. I think somebody just pulled up.
I was gonna
maybe
say
with a
this is the
donation.
best part about this whole
Yes.
thing is the immediacy of being able to receive people's generosity. So Jordan just walked down the steps to come up, and I love it. This is such a team effort from everybody with Discover Muscatine, and it's just great to be able to see a car. And people, you know what? After 19 years, Ashley and Matt, people see the Hawkeye truck and they just know it's time to do good work, and that's what's exciting for me.
Right.
And it's easy. You just literally pull right up to the truck and
It is
we unload
easy.
you.
Yeah. So this morning, actually, we were getting ready, kind of opening up the doors and stuff, and someone pulled up with a toy donation, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Is it too late? Like I missed it last week?" No. Like we're freezing for food this week, but if you have a toy donation that you forgot to drop off, oh yeah, look
Just
at
in.
that!
Just in.
Yay!
That's fantastic.
This is awesome. So the donations are coming in, and it's important that we get those business donations that
Yes,
you were talking about.
Yep.
So get together with some of the employees. Maybe it was a jeans day that you guys did, and you want to come buy some $5 bags. Whatever it is, we appreciate it. But it also takes the individual donations. This does not get full with just companies
Right.
coming out, you know, and,
Yeah.
and doing their donations. It truly takes the whole community, just like with the toy drive, you know. Yes, those are very helpful. You know, yes,
Sure.
those big donations help fill the hot color, but we need individuals like yourself to come out and make those, you know, 1, 2, 3 bag donations
Yep.
in order for this to be a successful week.
Yeah, and again, everything inside the bags are items that the Salvation Army identified that they needed. I think that's so important to reiterate. It's a $5 bag that is going to help sustain their food
Right.
pantry for what we know is, you know, almost up to a year if we have a successful week. So that's just it. If this week is successful and come this Saturday the 14th when the truck is driven to the Salvation Army to then be offloaded, if it's a success, they can sustain their food pantry. And there's a lot of folks that rely on the Salvation Army every week for food, and the thought of somebody being food insecure, not knowing where their next meal is going to come from, especially when you take in mind that there's a lot of kids that struggle with food insecurity, it's heartbreaking. But again, that's where 19 years, and for places like Hy-Vee and Tantera and Krieger's, I mean, you know, they've been there every step along the way, and it says a lot. And again, I wish that we didn't have to do
Right,
it, but it's
yeah.
nice that we're here, and I'm excited for Matt, because this is really his first Freezin for food. And there's been some years where it was so cold in like 2013 or 2014,
Yeah.
my gloves like melted on a heater. So I don't know if that's how cold it's going to be this week.
Well,
it
if you
seems like-
noticed, I ordered cold weather for tomorrow.
Thank you.
Just so we stayed in theme.
Perfect.
It does
Very
seem like
important.
it's going to come up a little bit, but last year we almost kind of had it easy-ish, like it wasn't terrible. Whatever it takes to fill
Yep.
the truck, that's all that matters ultimately, is meeting the need.
Right, yep. So there will be somebody out here to collect your donations. So as easy as the donation we just got. They pulled up next to the truck. Someone will help you unload. If you're in a hurry, no big deal. We'll get it out and into the Hawkeye hauler super quickly for
Yep.
you so it can be fast. Another thing, I think last year you could just go in and, you know, basically go to the front desk and say, hey,
Yeah.
here's, you know, I have $25.
Yep.
I want to buy bags,
Yep.
and literally like leave. They can bring the bags out for
Absolutely.
you. You don't have to worry about any of that. If it is a time-sensitive thing. Some people only have a half an hour for lunch or whatever, and we'll accommodate you because we want this to be successful. We know that the need is great this year, and we'll be freezing for food until we meet the need.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the first couple of days are always a little
daunting,
scary, and I'll be here Monday until like 8 o'clock tonight. We have bingo, and I hope that, you know, by the time the truck doors close around 5:30, we're starting to fill it up. But yeah, each day when the doors open, it's kind of like, all right, we're gonna make this happen. And Matt, you know, as well as I do, that tidal wave just kind of builds. And then it is later in the week, but if you want to be the early bird gets the worm, like, by all means, come out tomorrow and buy a pallet.
So,
That's right.
So, what about if it's the hot collar's closed up for the night, but I still am out here getting my groceries and I want to do a donation? Can I still let them know at the cash register?
Absolutely.
Like, hey, I know that they're closed up for the night, but I want to make a donation.
In fact, yesterday, before we even had our bags ready to go, somebody ordered 40 bags.
Ooh,
So
awesome!
those aren't on the truck yet, but we're making them right now.
What about if I order my groceries online?
Oh, that's a good question.
I mean, because I do that every week.
Yeah,
so what can I do?
just give the store a call. We'll add it to your order.
Awesome,
No
perfect.
problem.
I didn't know if I could leave it in the notes section or call.
Yeah, note
Perfect.
section will work too.
Awesome.
But
Text message, whatever you want to do.
It's all about convenience, and again, if you can come in and buy a bag or two, and like I said, you don't have time to make it out here, put it in a grocery cart, and we'll push it across the lot. It's great exercise.
I will tell you, it's kind of fun to push your donation out.
Yes.
My sister and I did it last year, and just like truck it, and it was like snowy and cold, and we're like, we're gonna make it, like, ugh.
Yeah, there is that moment where like
is
the
kinda fun.
cart wheels start to get caught in a snow rut, and
Like
I remember
the wheels are no longer moving, we're just sledding through the parking lot, but whatever it takes to get the donation out here, that's what we're gonna do.
It's just an awesome community effort, and like I said, I mean, I don't call people out a lot, but when it's for a cause like this, to literally feed people in need, I'm all
in
about
our county. Like these donations stay local. These are people that are right around us, who live next door, who are struggling right now and need a little bit of help. And it's the season of giving. So what better time to give to Freezing for Food?
Well, and you think about the journey of the donation. So the bags are getting assembled this morning, and if you brought one out to the truck, so like the contents of this bag, just to show you. So like this lasagna dinner, again, items that were identified by the Salvation Army. It's in this bag. You paid $5. It comes on the truck this coming Saturday. The truck gets offloaded at 9 a.m. And then I already told you on Monday the 16th, Christmas assistance happens, and maybe this is included in the Christmas assistance, or it goes into the Salvation Army food pantry. So from your $5 or $10 or however much to this truck, it doesn't touch a lot of hands, and it has an immediate impact because it stays right here. It doesn't go anywhere to be sorted. It goes from this parking lot to 1000 South Oregon Street to the Salvation Army, and that's it. And that's what for me makes it so impactful, is that whatever you're able to do, you know that it's going somewhere that it's needed and it's going to help somebody.
Yeah. And I was talking to the box, and the money that they're raising also right now with the kettle campaign is a big number. You know, when you think about it, it's a lot of money, but it's not something that they're looking to kind of cush their account for the year. It's literally what they need to make it work. Yeah,
and I think it's next Wednesday or Thursday, Matt, that this isn't us. Lieutenant Bach's gonna live in that giant red kettle. And this isn't like a Hy-Vee, like, park the kettle and you can live there. Like, this is his idea. I think he talked to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Yes.
So he's committed to hitting that goal, which is $180,000, and I think they're just maybe over 30,000 or so. I like how transparent they're being on Facebook. They're not afraid. And it is true, like, as a member of the Salvation Army Advisory Board, all the money helps when you talk about 90 kids that are in a summer camp. Most of them are on like a free or scholarship or paying, very small amount. What else would they do during the summer? I don't know. And maybe that's not a reality for most of y'all watching. You don't have to worry about what your kids are going to do after school. They have after school programs, their Pathway of Hope program. So it all helps. Right. And every dollar stays in Muscatine County, which is huge.
So we are out here in the Hy-Vee parking lot looking for you guys to give us a little bit of help in filling the hot collar. We will be here till Friday evening.
Yes.
And then the doors will close and we'll take what we have. But it's gonna take all of you. The companies that are out there watching, rally, you know, your coworkers and do something big if you'd like, or come out and buy a $5 bag. It's all of those things from, you know, $1 to the hundreds of dollars that sometimes companies will donate. That's what it takes, is the combination of those kind of donations.
And also new this year, if you buy a pallet of food, and this is true, and I'm glad that this lady donated this. If you buy a pallet of food, my boss, Heavy Store Director Matt Schweitzer, said he would do a kick flip. I think that's skateboard term. Is that right? Kick flip.
This is all new to me. I'm just hearing it for the first time.
Matt said if you buy a pallet of food, he will do a kick flip on this skateboard off of the Hawkeye Hauler into our parking lot.
Wow.
I can always tell when
stick the
Tony's
landing.
making up stuff because his voice changes a little bit.
Because he's talking?
Also, Matt said if you buy 2 pallets of food.
I heard something about you plunging into an ice cold kettle of water.
That's actually the true story.
For Chris Anderson.
So what's going to actually happen is when Greg is done living in his kettle, if we sell, let's just say 2 pallets to one person, I think that's a good challenge. 2 pallets to one person.
It could
Tony will do a polar plunge in the kettle, which will be filled with ice water. So this just in.
This is news coming to you live from Discover Muscatine in the hot collar. Just in, breaking news.
Just in. Which
I feel
is
like
way
you said
better
like
than
lights flashing. It should be like a big deal because
that's way better than
sounds like
skateboarding trick.
I feel like I've done polar plunges in my life, and I would be happy if you're out. I promise you this: if you buy 2 pallets of food, I'll do it because it'll help feed people in Muscatine. I've never been in a dunk tank because my friend Greg Dwyer and Michaels told me 12 years ago, don't ever get in a dunk tank because people that don't like you will dunk you nonstop. So I've been asked to be in a dunk tank probably 25 times. I've never said
like,
no.
are you above the water?
I'm too tall.
If you get in the dunk tank and you just kind of like land there and your head's still above,
we'll
it's not.
do a
I think
polar
it
plunge.
I think it kind of ruins the effect, maybe a little bit.
Listen, I'm happy to do whatever, and
the kettle you will go underwater.
I do what my boss asked me to. I think that's the moral of the story. So whether it's a polar plunge or arms behind my back eating a bakery fresh pie, I'm game for whatever you need.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, it's fine. Like
we need to feed the people in Muscatine County. So Tony's basically saying he'll do what it takes. 2 pallet donation. I mean, what are we talking like price wise?
Well,
it
depends on what
the
the pallet is, you know.
But if it's a good mix of
they said
things.
they need a lot of canned vegetables.
Right. Yeah.
Ooh,
So
canned
you get a whole bunch of Hy-Vee cut green beans or corn, and not that expensive. I'll even get your business logo tattooed somewhere for 3 pallet buy. How about that? Chris Anderson will pay for the tattoo, and it'll be maybe that's extreme. That's probably too far. That's probably too much.
Feels like it's going a little bit too far.
We'll just stick to the polar plunge. That's fine.
Polar plunge. That's good enough for me. I'm gonna be rallying some people to do to do that. I feel like that's worth it for sure.
Well, people have said, they say they want to see me in a bathing suit in the winter, and you're finally going to get it, it sounds like. So we can make that happen. I would say.
Been in my dreams for a long time.
Yeah, I would say if you don't want to see me in a bathing suit doing a polar plunge, buy 5 pallets to offset the person.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's how you keep me clothed, my friends.
That could be like a little challenge. We could,
sure.
Yeah.
This is a great idea.
Yes. Things are building this morning.
Boy.
We'll get you the actual details once we really think about this and not just throw it out there.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, I don't have a coat on.
I'm more of that organized, let's figure this out.
Yeah,
but
I'm good with whatever.
We're gonna get him inside of that kettle with some ice cold water. Whatever it takes, we'll get you the details. We are live in the Hy-Vee parking lot in the empty-ish, pretty empty still, hot collar. We've gotten a few donations coming in, but it's gonna take all of you guys. It's gonna take every single one of us to go grab a bag or 2 and drop it off out here to fill this thing. So rally your coworkers today, get maybe a little donation jar going at your front desk, whatever it is, And by Friday, we want to see you all out here at some point, whether it's 1 bag or 50 or a pallet or 2 if you want to see him
5,
get done. It's
yeah,
5,
sure,
whatever.
3, 4.
But we want to see you out here doing what you can. We're excited to be freezing for food. We will update you throughout the week. So watch for those updates so you can see where we're at in filling the hot collar. We will be here. What are the hours that they can actually bring something inside the trailer?
So my intent is 7:30 a.m. until
Okay.
5:30 p.m., which is a lot of time, I would say. And if, like Ashley said, if you find yourself, you know, getting off work late, go into the store, buy what you want to buy, leave it there, we'll get it out here. And I say that because there were a couple of times over the course of the years where I would get out here and like people would have put something under the truck, and just for the sake of the donation, like not getting messed with or frozen, and not frozen, but just tampered with, I would just say 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Okay.
You can't miss it. Literally, this truck is beautiful. It's so
beautiful
great.
and
Again,
huge.
it's
Super
going to
cool.
San Diego, December 27th. Hawkeye football playing USC. Tantera hauls the Hawks. I think that's
It's so cool.
It's a great story.
It's so cool to think, and when they videotape it, like pulling out of the parking lot, like going to one of those games, it's like magical.
And the thing is, like
we love our Hawkeyes.
Matt and I were driving the semi-truck not too long ago, so he's offered to drive it to San Diego.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
and
we-
that offer still stands.
Right.
So you're gonna drive it, not
And
Tony.
I'll be
I
in
have offered.
shotgun.
Yes, Tony is not.
I don't know how to drive
Okay.
stick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's
Okay.
just, I'm a millennial. I don't know how to drive stick.
Okay.
I don't know what
You
to tell
didn't learn on like the dirt road in
No,
the
not in the Chicago suburbs.
Oh.
Sorry. I just one of those, listen, maybe now you're going to want me to get dunked because I don't know how to drive stick, all right?
So we're definitely dunking him because he doesn't know how to drive a stick.
That's
I
like an
don't.
Iowa requirement, isn't it?
You know what else I don't know how to do? I don't know how to play euchre, so I'll move back to Illinois. I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't move back to Illinois,
17
but we will
years.
give you crap about it.
Play euchre.
All right, guys, we're gonna let you go, but we are looking for you guys to stop out here, make your donations. We're excited to see you. We're excited to be freezing for food for the Salvation Army of Muscatine County. The need is great this year, as is every year, you know, obviously, but we need to provide meals for these families all throughout the year. These are our neighbors, these are our friends, people that we cannot let go hungry. We can't let them go hungry.
No.
So
No, cannot.
do your part, and we'll be here freezing, waiting for you, because it's my favorite thing ever. I love to be cold.
I feel like it's not, I don't have a coat on, I'm well insulated. It's gonna get cold, but I really think we're gonna be
Tony, come on,
okay.
it's cold.
I mean,
It's a little
there have
cold.
been some awful weeks.
Yes.
So I think like, if you, maybe you need a Starbucks, I'll bring you a Starbucks, you'll warm up, but.
All these promises.
Yeah, well, I'm just
getting Starbucks after this. You know?
Yes, a nice frappuccino, a cold drink, right? That's what you said. You want a cold?
No,
Okay, sorry.
warm.
Okay.
All right. So we will see you again tomorrow to update you where we're at in the hot collar. It's going to be more full than it is right now, but let's see how full we can make it before tomorrow. We'll see y'all soon.